What's up, my people? How's it going? Welcome to the 58th episode of Tone's Take. I'm glad you're here to join me. I'm going to take this in a little bit of a different direction. I'm actually going to talk about a few stories, which I have actually done before. The first story I want to start off with is, I'm not sure if you've all heard about Barbra Streisand. She's come under a lot of heat recently for cloning her little puppalops, you know? So she's 75 years old. Let the lady have some slack. She recently opened up to Variety in an interview that was published today that she got two of her dogs named Miss Violet and Miss Scarlett cloned from her original dog, a 14-year-old Coton du Tulear, if I'm even pronouncing that right, named Samantha, who died in 2007. And the singer owns another dog whose name was like named after whatever her Fanny, Miss Fanny or something. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, these two dogs, Miss Violet and Miss Scarlett, are clones. They're cloned dogs. And apparently PETA's like, oh, let's stick our noses in this because, you know, it has to do with animals, so we must have some stake in this. Basically, PETA went on to say, we want our beloved dogs, we all want our beloved dogs to live forever. But while it may sound like a good idea, they said it creates a new and different dog. Of course it does. It's a cloned dog. And I think Barbra Streisand even knew that going in. So anyway, PETA goes on to say, consider that millions of wonderful adoptable dogs are languishing in animal shelters. And I'm sure that Barbra Streisand considered that. But just think for a moment, this is a 75-year-old woman that just wants another dog like the one that she has. Is that such a bad thing? Like, I understand there are great people that do adopt dogs out of shelters, but if I want a certain type of dog, why can't I just have a certain type of dog? And if I want to get my dog cloned, why can't I do that? Why can't I clone my dog? So PETA goes on to say, we feel Barbara's grief at losing her beloved dog, but would also love to have talked her out of cloning. So sure, I mean, great, PETA. Okay, so now we can't clone our dogs. It doesn't matter because I don't think anyone's going to be cloning their dogs. It's like they just wanted to be a part of this story, I feel like. So PETA, I get what you're trying to do, but so here's the new part of my show. I'm going to give them a big just no. PETA, leave Barbra Streisand alone. I'm not buying y'all's crap. And Barbara, keep doing what you're doing, boo-boo. Look, it costs $100,000 to clone a pet, so I don't think any of us normal people are going to be doing it anytime soon. And really, if you've got $100,000, please do something better with it, like actually, I don't know, donating it to an animal shelter if you've really got that money. But Barbra Streisand, come on, she's like a national treasure, isn't she? Let her do whatever she wants. So that's all I want to spend on that story. Thank you, Barbara, for your time. Let's move on to another story I wanted to talk about. The West Virginia, the schools, the teachers, they're in some serious ways right now. So this is a video from the teacher strike that's happening, and I just want to play this real quick if it will play. Of course it won't play because nothing likes to work for me today. Anyway, this is just like some video clips. So in 2016, the average salary for teachers in West Virginia ranked 48th in the nation. And so the governor of West Virginia signed legislation that would basically give teachers a 4% raise over the next 3 years. Isn't that wonderful? No, it's not. So it's been sharply criticized by teachers unions. It basically does not cover cost of living spikes and the rising cost of healthcare. Go figure. I mean, come on. It doesn't even keep up with other states. It's basically a terrible way to say we appreciate our teachers because they hold in their hands the ability to teach the future of our nation. And to me, this strikes home really personally because my wife is a teacher and she went to school. She got her bachelor's and her master's, and she's very passionate about teaching. And I know that there are many people that are out there that are very passionate about teaching. And this is how we treat them. We treat them like crap. We give them crap salaries. And these are the people that are training up our future, you know, our future generations. And yet this is how we treat them. We give, you know, basketball players and singers and movie stars like Barbra Streisand millions of dollars to basically go on stage and a lot of times present the wrong image of what we want our students and our children to be. Meanwhile, teachers that are actually trying to do good and actually trying to teach them, we give them like pennies and we say, oh, make do with the supplies that you get and the terrible books. I mean, if you could see just in Detroit alone, the situations that many teachers have to teach in, it would make you sick to your stomach. So I'm pretty sure it's just as bad for these teachers in West Virginia. So while I am glad that they're standing up and protesting, it also sucks because now the students who are getting a crappy education aren't getting an education at all. They're not going to school. The communities have had to step in and provide food for students. So it's really bad. I wish the teachers would get back. I want to give this one a bad buzzer, but you know, it's the teachers. So I gotta say yes to the teachers. Y'all are doing the right thing, even though the students are hurting from this. But something's gotta give. We gotta do more for our teachers. We gotta give them more support nationwide. I mean, they should at least be making like $200,000. They should make more money than the President of the United States. I'm just gonna say that. Teachers should be making the most money. They should have the best benefits because they have to deal with 30 children per hour, different children, all their attitudes, everything. They got to babysit, then teach it. It's like all that stuff. So teachers, again, you get the good bell, and Governor Jim Justice and everyone who doesn't want to give teachers money, y'all are just getting all the buzzers tonight because it's terrible. Please start paying our teachers. Moving on to the next story that I have here. Let's talk about do you guys remember this Shark Tank episode where I can't even remember the guy's name, like Jimmy, what was his name? Basically the owner of Ring. His name is Jimmy Simonoff, or like, it sounds like Smirnoff. I keep wanting to say Smirnoff. He was on like Shark Tank like 6 or 7, hey, focus on me, camera. Anyway, he was on Shark Tank like 6 or 7 years ago. Was it really that long? It was 2013. I don't even know what year it was. But anyway, he was on the show back then. He tried to pitch his idea to the hosts on Shark Tank, and they just denied it. It was for his product, which then was called like Doorbot or something, and they just weren't buying Doorbot. Now, fast forward to the future, Amazon is buying Ring, his company, which was originally Doorbot, for $1 billion. And my friend, Jamie, good on you, Jamie. I mean, that is just awesome. I think it's great when you have entrepreneurs that have worked so hard. I mean, in one of his interviews with CNBC, he said that he spent like the last $10,000 of the company at the time to go and make these props to do, you know, this to go on this show and do this. And as an entrepreneur, that's like the scariest thing. And he basically said that he was literally in tears when they said that they weren't going to give him any money. He only got like one offer, and he said it was completely unacceptable. But now look at him. Look at him now. $1 billion offer from Amazon. So I think that's great. But on Amazon's side, I am so scared. I am so scared of this because Amazon just keeps gobbling up more things that are connected to our houses. They have, Alexa just in every single room. Now they're going to have access to our doors. They already had a platform where they were launching a service basically that allows delivery people to enter your home to drop off a package so they can basically unlock your door. They're just going to have access to our entire homes. And I'm just not buying the whole Internet of Things right now. I'm not buying the fact that my door, my security system, my internet, everything is connected to the internet and on a cloud somewhere. There's enough people that can hack our systems and our computers and things. I don't want them to have access to hack my home. I just can't have that. We can pause that right there. No, thank you. So that's what I wanted to cover there. And then my last story. This guy, you remember him, Papa John's? Oh man, John Schnatter or whatever his name is. So Papa John's is no longer going to be the official sponsor or the official pizza of the NFL, and I couldn't be more happier. If you don't remember last year, it was Papa John's who basically said that players who staged protests during the national anthem hurt his business, his pizza business. Yes, that's right. NFL players protesting the injustices of black people being beaten by police officers. He decided he wanted to take a stand against them and go as far as to say it hurt business. And guess what? That ended up hurting his business even more because 12 days later, after the company's stock price had tumbled 12%, he decided to issue an apology. And then at the beginning of this year, he resigned as CEO. So I think that, John Shatner, I don't really like the guy, but I am glad that Papa John's is no longer going to be the sponsor. And if I may, I believe I know who the next pizza sponsor should be. Please, let's roll it for Jets Pizza, baby. Have you guys ever had Jet's Pizza? It's the best pizza ever. It's locally made in Michigan. So if you're ever in Michigan, do check out Jet's Pizza. They should definitely take over. But that's all I've got for you today. Let me know what you all think of these wonderful stories. You know, from the teacher striking to the Papa John's pizza not being a sponsor, and Amazon acquiring Ring, and then finally Barbra Streisand and her puppies being cloned. Let me know what you think. That's all I've got for you today. Let me know if you like this format. I feel a little bit scatterbrained with this. I'm pressing like all these different buttons and stuff, so I might just go back to talking about one story at a time where I can focus and not feel so scatterbrained. But yeah, that's all I've got for you folks today. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Actually, I feel like hearing, let's play some more of that, let's play some more of that McConan or whatever it is. I can't pronounce his name. Give me that back. Yeah.